This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver. I have with me Walter Coles Jr. from Skeena Resources Limited, SKE on the TSX Venture. Walter, welcome back to SNNLive.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
It's good to have you. Let's get into it. Let's get an overview of the company for our investor audience, and then we'll go from there.
It's a pretty simple story. We're a gold exploration company, and we're focused in the Golden Triangle of Northwest British Columbia.
It's simple enough.
Yep.
So I haven't seen you since back in Denver, I guess. What's cooking?
Well, we've continued to acquire assets in Northwest BC. Since I saw you in September of last year, we made 2 acquisitions. Acquired a project from Teck in October of last year, and then in March we made an acquisition from Barrick Gold Corp.
Tell me more.
Yeah, sure. The most exciting acquisition is the one we just made from Barrick. It was a past producing mine that operated from 1991 to 99, produced 1.1 million ounces at almost an ounce per ton. Now, the reason this is so interesting to look at today is because back in the 90s, the price of gold drifted down to $260 an ounce. There was no infrastructure, there were no roads, there was no power. Well, things are different today, right? We've got a much, much higher gold price. In this particular area of the Golden Triangle, there are roads, there's electricity. So our view is that there's a wonderful opportunity to go back and reopen this mine up and find a lot of gold that can be very profitable for the company and, more importantly, our investors.
Well, plus you have all the old drill holes.
Oh, more than that. We have 280,000 meters of historic drilling, which I estimate today would cost $40 million to redo. In addition, there's a tremendous amount of underground infrastructure that was built, which we think would have a value today of about $27 million. Now, the most interesting thing is that our cost in doing this acquisition was $150,000 of stock. So it was an incredible deal that we were able to put together with Barrick. And we just got our permits to begin exploration yesterday. So we'll be starting drilling on this project, which is called the Snip project, starting next week.
So I'm sure you have some very happy shareholders and some new fans. Let me tell you, my guess is that as you get into this and the news starts to come out, you're going to be able to go and do some more drilling on this project to depend on where you're going to attack it from.
Well, we're very fortunate that we just closed a $10 million raise. So the company has $12 million in cash. We're very well funded. We're starting with a 6,000 meter program at Snip. As I said, next week. We'll probably be done with that in a month. We'll see what the results look like. I think they'll be pretty strong. And then we'll launch right into another phase of drilling there.
When most exploration companies are looking for the Barricks, the bigger companies, to buy them, you've kind of reversed the trend, not to use a pun, but you're going and now you're buying from Barrick. Explain.
Yeah, well, I'm going to quote Rick Rule here. He always says, you're either a contrarian or you're a victim. And so our view has been that during the down period in the mining sector, now is the time to be making acquisitions. And so that's what we've been doing over the last 2 years, is we've been acquiring projects that we think are technically very strong. Now, in this particular case, with the asset we acquired from Barrick, it's a mine that was closed down in 1999, so it's been completely reclaimed. It was only it only produced 1 million ounces. So in Barrick's sort of view of the world, this asset was too small for them. But from our perspective, it's a tremendous opportunity. And Barrick does have a 1% NSR. Barrick right now is continually paying for environmental monitoring on this closed site. So from their perspective, if someone else could come in and revitalize it and get them out of a position where they're constantly spending money on something that has no possibility of generating any return, it was a nice win-win type of situation for both companies.
Also, right place, right time, right?
Absolutely. We think the Golden Triangle of Northwest BC is one of the hottest areas in the world for finding spectacular high-grade gold deposits, and that's why we're there.
Now, what's your background?
I previously worked in New York for a UBS investment bank, worked there for a number of years, worked for an investment fund there as well, and then got to be friends with some of the folks at Sprott Inc. and had the coincidence of my family having minerals on their farmland in Virginia, and so started a company with the support of Sprott, and through that enterprise led me here to Vancouver and getting involved in the gold exploration community out here.
That's a good story. I like it. What about the rest of your team, GEOs?
Well, we're fortunate that our chairman is Ron Netolitzky. He's a Hall of Fame mining inductee, also Prospector of the Year. I would say one of the most successful geologists on the planet in terms of discoveries. He's famous for the SK Creek discovery in the Golden Triangle. The other members of the team are people like Ron with 40 years of experience. I mean, I equate Vancouver to an analogy with Silicon Valley. Like, if you're going to be involved in tech, you got to be in Silicon Valley. If you're going to be involved in mining, this town, Vancouver, has the best technical expertise in the world for finding and developing mines. And that's what our team is composed of, those types of people.
We're in 2016. 2017's around the corner. What's a milestone Walter would love to see accomplished?
Oh, well, there's a lot of different things we're trying to do.
You can give me more than one milestone.
Okay. So, with our newest acquisition, Snip, we'll be working to put together a new high-grade resource there as quickly as we can. I can't say the timing just yet, so we'll have to see how the drill results look over the next 2 months. Our second project, which I haven't even discussed, which we acquired from Teck, we will have a PEA out on that project in the first quarter of next year. And I think it's a project that's going to blow people away. Like, people look at this and go, open pit, kind of low grade. Well, there's a bunch of wonderful things that we have in the Golden Triangle, which I said before. Infrastructure, roads, electricity. That makes for a very competitive environment for putting together a mining project. So I think that PEA is something for everybody to watch for. In addition, we're drilling there right now on our Spectrum GJ project, and the drill results will be coming out starting in 2 weeks, and it will be an incredible, I think, succession of assay results that will, I think, create a lot of excitement about the company.
Let's get your website out there for our investor audience, if you would.
It's the name of the company, so www.skeenaresources.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Coles Jr., Skeena, SKEENA, Resources Limited. It's a publicly traded symbol, and the symbol is SKE on the TSX Venture. I'm Shelley Craft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver.
Awesome.
Walter.
Thank you. Pleasure
thank
always.
You.